Have you ever wondered how our world works when it comes to money, jobs, and stuff? It's a complex web that ties together everything we do, from the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed. Every decision we make, every product we buy, and every service we use is part of this intricate system. That's the economy, and it's a big deal. It's not just about numbers and charts, it's about people and their lives. The economy influences where we live, how we work, and even how we spend our free time. It's the engine that drives our society forward, but it's also something that can hold us back if not managed well. It affects everything from the clothes we wear to the food we eat. Think about it. The economy determines the price of your favorite jeans and the cost of that delicious meal at your local restaurant. It even impacts the availability of fresh produce at your neighborhood farmer's market. The economy is like an invisible hand that touches every aspect of our daily lives. Noam Chomsky, a super smart dude, wrote a book about it called Market Economy or Human Economy. Let's break it down. Chomsky is a renowned thinker who has spent decades studying how societies function. His insights are invaluable for anyone trying to understand the complexities of our economic system. Chomsky's book is like a wake-up call. It's a reminder that we need to pay attention to how our economy is structured and who it benefits. Are we creating a system that works for everyone or just a select few? This is a question that Chomsky urges us to consider seriously. He wants us to see that the way we do things now, with the market always calling the shots, isn't the only way. There are alternative models and approaches that can be explored. For instance, local trade and community-based economies can offer more sustainable and equitable solutions. In fact, it might not even be the best way, especially if we care about people and the planet. The current market-driven approach often leads to environmental degradation and social inequality. By rethinking our economic priorities, we can create a system that is more in harmony with nature and more just for all people. Chomsky thinks we need to rethink our priorities. Instead of focusing solely on economic growth and profit margins, we should consider the well-being of individuals and communities. This means investing in education, healthcare, and sustainable practices that benefit everyone. Instead of just focusing on profits and making the rich richer, we should focus on what people actually need and want. Sounds pretty dope, right? Imagine an economy where resources are shared more equitably, and everyone has access to the essentials for a good life. This is not just a utopian dream, it's a feasible goal if we are willing to make the necessary changes. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into Chomsky's world and see how we can make the economy work for everyone, not just a select few. It's a journey that will challenge our assumptions and open our minds to new possibilities. Together, we can build a future where the economy serves all of humanity, not just the privileged few. Chomsky's main point is that the market economy, where everything's about buying and selling, isn't always fair. He argues that the system is inherently designed to favor those who already have wealth and power, creating a cycle that perpetuates inequality. This isn't just a theoretical issue, it's something that affects real people in their everyday lives. He says it often benefits the rich and powerful at the expense of everyone else. The wealthy have the resources to influence policies and regulations in their favor, while the average person struggles to make ends meet. This disparity is evident in the growing gap between the rich and the poor, a gap that seems to widen with each passing year. In a market economy, companies are always trying to make more money, even if it means cutting corners or exploiting workers. This relentless pursuit of profit can lead to unsafe working conditions, low wages, and a lack of job security for employees. The focus is on maximizing shareholder value, often at the expense of the workforce that actually drives the company's success. They often prioritize profits over people and the environment. This can result in significant environmental degradation, as companies may ignore or bypass regulations to cut costs. The consequences are far-reaching, affecting not just the immediate area, but the global ecosystem. Workers, too, bear the brunt of these practices, facing health risks and unsafe conditions. Chomsky believes this creates a system where the rich get richer and the poor get left behind. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a few leads to social and economic instability. Communities suffer as public services are underfunded, and opportunities for upward mobility become scarce. This isn't just an economic issue, it's a moral one, questioning the very fabric of our society. Chomsky argues that we need a different approach, one that puts people and the planet first. He advocates for a system that values sustainability and community well-being over short-term profits. This means investing in renewable energy, supporting local businesses, and creating policies that protect both workers and the environment. He calls this a human economy. It's an economy that prioritizes human needs and ecological balance. In a human economy, the focus shifts from individual gain to collective well-being. This involves rethinking how we measure success, moving away from GDP and stock market performance to indicators like health, happiness, and environmental sustainability. It's about making sure everyone has what they need to live a good life, like healthcare, education, and a fair wage. In a human economy, access to essential services is a right, not a privilege. This approach aims to create a more equitable society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, regardless of their economic background. By focusing on these fundamental needs, we can build a future that is not only prosperous but also just and sustainable for all. Chomsky gives some real-world examples of how the market economy can be messed up. For instance, think about companies that pollute the environment to make more money. They're basically saying, yo, profits over the planet. Or how about those companies that pay their workers super low wages, even though those workers are the backbone of the company? That's just wrong. These examples show that the market economy, left unchecked, can lead to some seriously negative consequences for people and the planet. So, what's the alternative? Chomsky says it's time for a human economy, where people and their well-being are the top priority. This means making sure everyone has access to essential things like healthcare, education, and decent-paying jobs. It also means protecting the environment and ensuring that everyone benefits from economic progress, not just a small elite. In a human economy, we cooperate and work together to create a more just and sustainable world. Section 5: Chomsky's Ideas versus the World Today. Looking around today, we can see that Chomsky's ideas are more relevant than ever. We got climate change threatening the planet, wealth inequality widening, and people struggling to make ends meet. Chomsky's critique of the market economy helps us understand why these problems exist. It's because we've prioritized profits over people and the planet for far too long. His vision of a human economy offers a path forward, a way to create a more just and sustainable future for everyone. Section 6: Why Chomsky Matters Now More Than Ever. Chomsky's work is so important today because it challenges us to think differently about the economy and its role in society. It reminds us that the current system isn't inevitable and that we have the power to change it. By understanding Chomsky's ideas, we can better understand the challenges we face and work towards creating a more just and sustainable world for everyone. Section 7: Chomsky's Vision, a world where people come first. Chomsky dreams of a world where the economy serves the people, not the other way around. He believes in a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, regardless of their background or circumstances. In this vision, we prioritize cooperation over competition, sustainability over endless growth, and compassion over greed. It's a world where we work together to solve our common problems and create a better future for all. Section 8: What we can do to make Chomsky's vision a reality. So how do we get there? Chomsky argues that change starts with us, the people. We need to become more informed about these issues, challenge the status quo, and demand a better world. We can support businesses that prioritize people and the planet, advocate for policies that promote economic justice, and come together in our communities to create positive change. Section 9: Chomsky, the OG of economic justice. Noam Chomsky is a real one. A towering figure in the world of linguistics, philosophy, and political activism, Chomsky has dedicated his life to challenging the status quo and advocating for a more equitable society. His work spans decades and his influence is felt across multiple disciplines. He's been speaking truth to power for decades, challenging us to think critically about the world and our place in it. From his critiques of U.S. foreign policy to his analysis of media and propaganda, Chomsky has consistently pushed us to question the narratives fed to us by those in power. His book, Market Economy or Human Economy, is a must-read for anyone who wants to understand the challenges we face and the possibilities for a better future. In it, Chomsky dissects the flaws of our current economic system and offers a compelling vision for an alternative that prioritizes human well-being over corporate profits. Chomsky's message is clear. We have a choice to make. We can either continue to accept the injustices and inequalities perpetuated by a market-driven economy, or we can strive for a system that values people and the planet. We can continue down the path of a market-driven economy that prioritizes profits over people and the planet, leading to environmental degradation, social inequality, and a loss of community. This path is unsustainable and ultimately detrimental to our collective future. Or, we can choose a different path, one that leads to a more just and sustainable world for all. This alternative path involves rethinking our economic priorities, investing in renewable energy, supporting local communities, and fostering a culture of cooperation and mutual aid. The choice is ours, and the stakes have never been higher. By embracing Chomsky's vision, we can work towards a future where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.